Renegades, Rebels, Outlaws, Gladiators, Skirmishers, Fighters. Welcome to the 16th Azerothian Fighting Championship event at long last. We are here live at the Crusaders Coliseum in Icecrown, ready to kick off our best card yet. Our main event tonight for the world title, the biggest 1v1 prize fight in the history of not just Vashj or Frostwolf, but the history of the world of Warcraft. Jovaar against Weldog, with the world title on the line, a 7-round contest. Our co-main events, Chong versus Enderstone, the wrathful Worgen, looking for revenge against the guildmaster who kicked him back in 2015. And then our second title fight of the evening, our fourth event where we've had both titles on the line, Reesepuff, looking to become the first Paladin champion in history to hold the Warsong title. Will she be coronated here tonight against Shanush, or will the Warsong Warchief claim a third world title here in the Crusaders Coliseum? We're going to find that out. We also have Acrebus versus Amelia, the Executioner of the Ebon Blade, returning against the Phantom Phoenix. We have Smokythebear versus a debuting Snapeworts. And to kick things all off, our first fight of the evening, the Sindori Slayer Salamon against the Enhancement Enigma Garlen. Garlen is about to return for the first time since 2016, where he made the Final Four in the Renegades Brawl. He is back now. Enderstone is joining me on the broadcast booth, along with Big Dad, who will be my third commentary partner here for the evening. Gentlemen, what are you expecting here tonight from these fights? Who do you think is going to win this first one between Garlen and Salamon?
For the beginning fight, I believe it's going to have to go to Salamon, but that could change. Never seen Garlen fight against a Demon Hunter. But I expect great fights, fair fights, and nothing to be disappointed about.
Big, what do you think is going to transpire here in this first fight?
I'm excited. I think Garland's going to take it because I fought Garland before, and that burst and the way he's able to get heals with enhancement is just too much to handle.
And also, I'd like to welcome Snapeworts to the broadcast booth here. Snapeworts is going to be taking over commentary duties when Enderstone is fighting Chong. So it'll be Big Dad and Snapeworts commentating that one. Snapeworts, what are you expecting here? You are probably the best, well, you are the best enhancement shaman on Horde side, but Garland's the best enhancement shaman on Alliance, in my opinion. Are you excited to see Garland? Because this is a matchup I'd love to see you go against, Garland, enhancement shaman versus enhancement shaman. But just
it's going to be
stylistically, what are you expecting?
Salamon versus Garlen? Man, that's going to be a tough one because Demon Hunters have a big kit and Shamans don't have much healing this expansion. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how he pulls it off. He can probably burst them down fast enough, but it's going to be definitely interesting to see the cooldowns and the way they pop them.
All right, so we are set. And this fight between Garlen and Salamon will be a 3-round contest, 5 minutes per round. DPS versus tank. So here we go. AFC 16 is live, and it's about to officially get underway as the Enhancement Enigma makes his AFC debut.
It's a shameful fate to lost your head, a careless man who could wind up dead. You wear your sin like it's some kind of prize. Too many lies, too many lies. Oh, these words are true, and I'll make you believe. Yeah, you fight for air and some just to breathe.
And now the Sindori Slayer Salamon will make his entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to kick things off here with our first fight on the evening and our first round of this 3-round contest. Garlen will initiate the first duel. 5 minutes per round. Set to go here. And here we go. AFC 16 officially underway. Salamon opening with the imprisonment. Garlen down to 75, down to 60. Pops his cooldowns there, gets Salamon down to 75%. Both fighters neck and neck. Look at Garlen, who now has the advantage. Look at the damage from the enhancement Enigma here, as Garlen is at full health and Salamon is reeling. And here comes Metamorphosis from Salamon there as he gets that heal from the damage dealing abilities the Demon Hunters have. He is now back up to right around 60%. And look at Garlen. Great technique there, just staying at a distance, depriving Salamon of those heals. And here comes the Sindori Slayer looking to slay his old friend who got him into WoW. Garlen now on the receiving end of punishment, down to 25%. Gut check time for the former champion, one of 2 fighters to defeat Jovaar in the 2016 season. And Garlen is now reeling as he shifts into Ghost Wolf form, gets away, gets some heals off. Glaive Toss going to slow Garlen's advancement. Now back and forth trading blows here in the center of the arena. Garlen has to watch out for those runes from Salamon, well placed. Now Garlen almost down into the red zone here. Salamon down to 25% himself, has to watch out. Garlen's into the red zone. Garlen is rocked. He is interrupted there with the heal. Salamon is looking for the finish. Will this be the end of round number 1? Salamon looking to say yes. Garlen looking to say no. And Garlen buys some more time here, just 2 minutes into this one, and already Salamon is now the one giving chase. And look at the heals from Garlen as he gets back up to 75%, showing what he can do now. There's the Counter-Strike totem, immediately eliminated by Salamon. And now Garlen stunned there, slowed, snared, hobbled, rocked, and will he go down? No, Garlen refuses to die here. He refuses to quit, but Salamon refuses to allow him to continue on here. He is going for the knockout again, and Garlen is barely hanging on into the red zone. 5% is the enhancement Enigma. Salamon pops cooldowns here. Illidan's Grasp, and there's your dagger as Salamon takes round number 1. What a hard-fought effort from Garlen. Did everything he could there to keep distance, but in the end, not enough in that first round. So Salamon will initiate round number 2. If he scores another knockout, he gets the win overall on the evening. Garlen needing to win 2 rounds in a row now. No room for error here. With the Sindori Slayer up 1-0. Snapeworts, your thoughts on that first fight and Garland's performance?
I'm surprised. It's not often you see another enhancement shaman. He did pretty well, I think. But shamans, like I said, we just run trying to heal so fast. We don't have as much healing as we had previous expansions. So fighting a tank is.
What does Garland have to do here in this next round to get back on track?
I don't have much practice fighting tank demon hunters, so it'd be hard to say, but I think lining up a little CC and then popping your burst would be the way to go. You got to get them down in your burst, or that's it. You're over.
Enderstone, as a bruiser tank, what does Salamon have to do to stay on top here and advance and get the victory?
He was doing pretty well. The only difference that he'd have to make is interrupt more of the heals during the end, as Garland was difficult to take down with him managing to get his health up a little bit every single time he got away. Just got to keep that distance close and interrupt everything that can heal him.
All right, thank you, Ender and Snapeworts. And Salamon will initiate the next round here. We are awaiting his duel, and there goes the banner. Here goes the punches. We are underway in round 2 of Salamon versus Garlen. There is the totem dropped by Garlen. And there's the imprisonment from Salamon. The one thing both these fighters have in common, they have both defeated Jovaar, one of the handful of fighters to have done it in the SNF in any given season. And look at Garlen here with the cooldowns. This is really bad for Garlen here because he is not really moving Salamon's health at all. And as Snapeworts said, you have a small window there. You got to time it up perfectly with your CC to get the win. And really, you need a little bit of luck in there with precision to beat a Vengeance Demon Hunter. And Garlen just doesn't have it here in round 2. Now we'll see if he can survive, as Salamon is down to 60%. And really, I think at this point, he's just coiling ready for the strike. There is Lust popped by Garlen, who has Salamon down low. Salamon back up to 60%. Don't count Garlen out just yet. But he is taking some severe punishment here. Both fighters neck and neck. And Salamon now trying to heal back up. And again, he is rooted, and again, Garlen darts away. There is Hex on Salamon. We have not seen that before. From the enhancement Enigma Tonight, first time used. And again, they trade blows here in the center of the Crusaders Coliseum. Illidan's Grasp, from Salamon, just trying to slow Garland's advance while shrugging off the majority of that damage. And here comes the punishment. Here comes the pain from Salamon. Garland darts away. Garland back up to 90%. Can you imagine when Garland gets up to 940 item level as an example, how unbelievably powerful he is going to be? I mean, you see the mobility. Even if he doesn't get the win tonight, he has not lost a step. That is apparent. Tough matchup here against Salamon, who's looking to get back into the Warsong title picture. There is Lust popped again as Garland tries to swing away and not really putting that much of a dent in Salamon's health so far. Again, back and forth, these two friends trade blows. It was Garland who got Salamon into the World of Warcraft, as I mentioned earlier. And in Garland's first fight back in AFC, he is up against his old comrade. They've been friends since elementary school. They know each other's gameplay. Although Garland does not know how Toby does as Vengeance Demon Hunter. He knows now, as Salamon's looking for the finish with Illidan's Grasp. And down goes Garlen into the red zone. Salamon needs the finish here. Needs to be aggressive, needs to push, leaps in there. And look at that juke from Garlen as he darts away, goes the opposite direction, and creates more distance. Excellent mobility from Garlen here. But will he be able to withstand the damage? There's the cooldowns pop by Garlen, still in the red zone. All or nothing for the enhancement Enigma. Back up to 25%. There goes the cooldowns fading off. Garlen gets some much needed heals off. But we are almost 60 seconds away from this one going to the rolls. Garlen down to 25%. Salamon down to 50. Garlen just needs to hold on here. At the very least, does not want to suffer another knockout. Remember, unless it's a main event, it will come to the rolls in a tank versus DPS setting. Healers are the only ones that win it outright in undercard fights, should they bring it to the end of the time limit. Garlen down to 50%. Down to 25. Salamon needing the knockout here. 30 seconds remaining. Will Garlen be able to hold on? Salamon has it in his own hands here if he can close this out. 20 seconds remaining. Garlen doing a great job here, kiting almost 10 seconds away. Salamon, all or nothing here for him. 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1, and it will go to the rolls. Garlen surviving here, and Big Dad will be our roll validator on Alliance. Garlen will roll first.
42.
And Salamon rolls next. A 53 from Salamon, and the Sindori Slayer gets the win against his old friend. The student surpassing the teacher here tonight. What a win for the Sindori Slayer to get AFC 16 started. And Big Dad, we need another Alliance Revolution banner here, if you can drop it. What a first fight. Garlen. Hold on one second, Garlen. I want to get an interview with you. Your first fight back since 2016. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
Feel like it went pretty well. Could have kited a little bit more in that first fight, but still did what I could.
What's next for Garlen? Red Bull, Snapeworts. Who do you want to call out here tonight? We'll give you the chance.
I think I gotta call out Snake there. I think he's my fellow shaman. Gotta go shaman v shaman here.
So Dwarf versus Orc. Garlen versus Snapeworts. That is one hell of a proposition there. Garlen, you will be back in action on April 28th. Great effort here tonight. Let's move on to the winner, Salamon. You said coming into this one that your heals were going to be too much for him. You were confident. You were poised. You were ready. What's next for Salamon here?
Honestly, what's next is I just plan to climb the ranks. I plan to keep going and get even better. This was just a stepping stone, as I said yesterday.
Following the Jovaar knockout loss and then the multi-sap knockout loss, how good does it feel to rebound here and get the win after suffering 3 straight?
It's good, especially this fight. This was a good back and forth, and it felt good to get a knockout as a tank versus a DPS in the first fight.
All right. Thank you, Salamon. Congratulations on the win. And, of course, Salamon, our cameraman here for the AFC event, streaming live on Twitch. If you are just joining us, you are watching AFC 16 Jovaar versus Weldog. The world title going to be on the line later here tonight, along with the Warsong Championship, Shanush versus Reesepuff. All right, so moving right along here, AFC 16 continues on we have our next fight on the card, Snapeworts debuting against Smokythebear. And Snapeworts will be making his entrance first, a gladiator, a very experienced PvEer, a very talented arena master. Snapeworts, a veteran of Vashj, making his debut here tonight in the AFC arena. Right now. So, Garlen, what are you expecting from Snapeworts here against Smokythebear, who is most likely going to go Restoration?
Well, Smokey's been around for a while. I know his healing's pretty up to par there. He's a great healer. It's going to be hard to find the burst to be able to take down those heals.
All right, so without further ado, let's bring to you the first ever AFC entrance, the long-awaited debut of Snapeworts.
Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you spare me over another? But what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? When God is gone and the devil takes hold, who will have mercy on your soul, Dad? No wealth, no ruin, no silver, no gold. Nothing satisfies me but your soul. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door.
There is no doubt in anyone's mind that a future world champion has arrived. Snapeworts is here. And up next, his opponent will be as well, the two-time champion, the 2016 SNF season champion, Smokythebear, making his entrance here at AFC 16, his second fight since returning in December of last year.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, won't even catch my breath, and I know the weight of the world can crush my chest. I'll work till I'm dead, I'll work till I'm dead, I'll work till I'm dead, and then I'll do it all again. It's not because of that, it's not because of money. Works in my blood and I kill cause I'm hungry. I kill cause I'm hungry. I kill
Snapeworts fighting out of the red corner, Smoky the blue corner. Big Dad, arguably the greatest restoration druid of all time, alongside Smoky the Bear, undoubtedly the greatest pure healer of all time, adapting throughout the years, our longest tenured general, joining the guild back in 2009. What does Smoky the Bear have to do here against a heavy-hitting juggernaut like Snapeworts?
Just keep moving, keep the heels up. He's got this.
All right, so here we go. Snapeworts and Smoky the Bear about to kick off. Smoky the Bear, being the former champion, will initiate the first round in this 5-round, 2-minute per round contest. Here we go. Fight number 2 on the evening underway. AFC 16, Jovaar versus Weldog. Moving right along here as Smoky the Bear shifts into stealth. Our second Alliance versus Horde matchup of the evening. 2 of our co-main events will be purely Alliance and Horde. One of them, Chong versus Enderstone, will be Horde versus Alliance as well. So here we go. Smoky the Bear out of stealth. Shifting into bear form here as Smoky tries to bring the pressure. If anybody can shrug off the attacks from Snapeworts, it is going to be Smoky the Bear, as he has withstood Jovaar, the only fighter from Jovaar's era that he has not defeated, our reigning world champion. And Snapeworts going to try to test his luck against Smoky, test his weapons, his metal, his strength, his endurance, as Smoky the Bear consistently spams away with those moonfires. And here comes the cooldowns from Snapeworts. Smoky the Bear has to be careful here. Caught in the stun. And just like that, Snapeworts explodes forward with the damage. Smoky's caught. Smoky's rocked. And down goes Smoky the Bear as Snapeworts takes round number 1. In an instant, in the blink of an eye, Snapeworts takes the victory in round number 1. Unbelievable explosiveness from Snapeworts. The hype is real. The damage is lethal. Snapeworts has arrived, and he will initiate the next round when he is ready. Big Dad, your thoughts on that first round?
Yeah, he just lulled him into submission there. That was a tough one. Didn't even get. I didn't see Tree of Life. Did you?
I did not. He didn't have a chance. Snapeworts dropped a totem, stunned him, and that was the end of it for Smoky the Bear. And I don't think Smoky was expecting that. And
I actually didn't get the stun off.
Well, either way, he was not prepared for that burst damage. And I have seen Snapeworts countless times in arena just spring forward out of nowhere for the knockout. So here we go. Snapeworts ready for round number 2. Smoky the Bear ready for round number 2. We're about to find out, because this one is going to be gut check time. Tree of Life was not used. The stun was not used by Snapeworts. So you have to think we're going to see both of those abilities in round number 2. Ender, what's your prediction for round number 2? Do you think Smoky the Bear is going to rebound? Smoky's one of the most adaptive players on the roster. If anybody can learn from his mistakes, it's going to be Smoky. Don't count him out just yet.
I think Smoky's going to be able to take this next one if he manages to get off some damage and keep his heals up, since I know that's what he's best at, just staying alive.
Of course, Smoky the Bear, undergeared by probably about 20 or 30 item levels, almost withstood Pathador in December. So Smoky the Bear is no stranger, a former season champion of the seasonal Sunday night fights that we host here, Alliance Revolution Warsong Offensive. AFC 16 Jovaar versus Weldog continues on here with round number 2 of Snapeworts versus Smoky the Bear. Snapeworts was originally scheduled to fight Zwang Mina, Smoky Red Bull, but both of those fighters were withdrawn from the tournament, from the card here tonight. And so here we have a real treat on our hands, the first meeting between Smoky and Snape. And look at that. Snape almost sidesteps that whirlpool, or the whirlwind, whatever the hell that is. But, you know, it gets him anyways. Brings him right back in. And Smoky doing a much better job at keeping Snapeworts at a distance here. In bear form already. There's the stun. And, you know, Ender, to disagree, not to be a contrarian, but I think Smokey's doing the right thing here. You have to play 100% conservative against Snapeworts. He is getting a little bit of Moonfire here, but you can't worry about damage because in the blink of an eye, as we saw, Snapeworts can just neutralize you without a second thought. Look at Smokythebear putting his acumen as a healer, his talent as a durable gladiator on display, as Snapeworts is just unable to put a dent into the health of Smokey. Here comes the cooldowns, here comes the pain. Will Smokey be able to withstand it this time? That's the question we're about to answer. And there goes Snapeworts charging in, looking for the finish. Here is the gut check and the moment of truth for Smokythebear, the Ashenvale assassin, the legend killer, looking to survive here. Remember, healer versus DPS, all Smokey has to do is survive, and he will survive here round number 2 and take it. Smokythebear wins round number 2. 2 minutes expiring, and Smokythebear ties it up 1-1. So, Ender, you were right in your prediction. Smokythebear doing a much better job that round at surviving. And really, until the cooldowns were popped, we didn't see his health move barely at all. So Smokey doing a much better job there, and he will initiate round number 3. Settle in. Cook up your popcorn, grab your beverage of choice, because we are in for a war here between 2 veterans of Vashj and Frostwolf. Night Elf versus Orc. Shaman versus Druid. And here we go. Round number 3 underway. As Snapeworts looks to lay down the smackdown here in round number 3 and get back on track. And Smokythebear looks to shrug off the best efforts at a knockout. Into bear form. And look at Smokythebear here. Unbelievable sustaining ability. As Snapeworts continues to hammer away with Doomhammer. And now it is Snapeworts down to 75%. This is why Smokythebear became season champion. This is why he is one of the few fighters that has never suffered a loss to Jovaar. You are seeing why here. Look at this. Snapeworts, undoubtedly one of the greatest players to ever play on Vashj against one of the greatest players to ever play on Frostwolf. Doesn't get any better than this. There's the interrupt on the regrowth. And so Smokey says, all right, you want to interrupt that? I'll switch right to bear form and shrug off the best of your damage abilities. And oh my god, what a vicious shot there as Smokey goes all the way down to 60%. Down to 95. Here comes the pain. Here comes the cooldowns. And look at Smokey's health drop. He goes all the way down to 60%, but he is withstanding the storm here. Oh my goodness, another vicious shot. Smokey, look at that. Look at the heals. Look at the damage now from Smokythebear. Now just 15 seconds away from closing out round number 3. And look at Snape now on the receiving end of some punishment.
He wins.
Smokythebear gonna take round number 3. Snapeworts gonna forfeit the duel there. Just didn't feel he had enough to do it, so he taps. And keep in mind that is an option. I've never discussed it, but if you feel you can't win the round, tapping out is just /forfeit, and it's considered a tap out. So there you go, Snapeworts tapping out to Smokythebear. Smokey now leads 2-1. And Big, could we get an alliance banner over here by the blue marker where Chong is standing right now, real quick? As we wait for the cooldowns between these 2 fighters. Enderstone, what's your thought on this so far? Are you surprised that Snape is having so much trouble with Smokythebear and his heals?
I really am. I've seen Snape fight, and he's usually won in those battles. And I'm surprised that Smoky, even though he's known for staying alive and his amazing heals, I've never really seen damage like that done so quickly and with efficiency, especially as Resto.
And keep in mind, Snape does have a little bit of an item level advantage, so even with that, Smokey the Bear is doing a fantastic job here tonight. So here we go. Smokey will initiate the 4th round, up 2-1, needing one more round to get the win over Snapeworts and hand him his first AFC loss. Here we go. We've seen Enhancement Shaman against Vengeance Demon Hunter. We are now seeing Enhancement Shaman versus Restoration Druid. And both times, the healer and tank, so far, seemingly able to shrug off the bulk of the damage. Smokey the Bear down to 75% briefly. Heals right back up to 100. Both fighters neck and neck, with Snape trailing ever so slightly by 5%. Look at Smokey the Bear just in peak condition right here. Poised, calm, relaxed. He has found his rhythm after that first round knockout where he was caught with a vicious haymaker. And ever since then, he has learned, adapted, reacted, and won time and time again. 60 seconds now remaining. Snapeworts has to do it here or he won't do it at all. And look at Smokey again denying Snapeworts. 50 seconds to go. Shifting in and out of bear form. Smokey the Bear juking and jiving, rolling and diving across the arena as he again escapes Snapeworts and buys some more time. Moonfire being cast. 20 seconds here, moment of truth for Snapeworts.
Nah, it's over.
Smokey the Bear at 75, and that will do it right there. Smokey the Bear all the way back up to 100%. Smokey the Bear defeats Snapeworts to pull off the upset of the night so far. What a victory for the Ashenvale Assassin, his first victory since 2016 in the AFC. Smokey, how are you feeling after defeating a player on the caliber of Snapeworts? That was a massive win. It was spur of the moment. You only had about an hour to prepare for this one. What are your thoughts after getting that huge win?
I mean, that was a rough win. I was not expecting that burst in that first round at all.
Smokey the Bear, a member of La Resistance at April 28th's card. AFC 17, Smokey the Bear will be a part of La Resistance in a 3 versus 3 battle against Evolution. But beyond that, what's next for Smokey the Bear? Are you looking at Jovaar's world title and eyeing that?
Yeah, that would be a great match. A good rematch. Me versus Jovaar.
We'll see if Jovaar is able to do what he has not done before. One of the few things he has not done is knock out Smokey the Bear. So congratulations on the win, Snapeworts. You came in here, you said before the fight even started that was going to be a tough one. You struggle with Restoration Druid. Was it just mechanics here tonight, or do you feel you could have done anything better?
Honestly, 1v1 druids are near impossible because they can just hop themselves up. We run Purging. It's hard to stick to them. They just go bear form. I don't have the DPS for it. He's got a cooldown for each one of mine, so it's class matchup played a big role here. But he did do very well. Obviously, in the first round, he wasn't expecting the damage that Shamans put out, but after that, it's kind of obvious. When they pop cooldowns, you pop yours, done, win.
What's next for Snapeworts?
Man, I remember the days on Vashj where TBI would 15 versus 5 my guild, so I think I'm going to have to call out Weldog on his return.
All right, the TBI Battlemaster being called out right here and now by Snapeworts. Keep in mind it will be Weldog versus Snapeworts for War Games 13 coming up in March. The date for that still to be announced. That will be 15 versus 15, TBI versus the remnants of Psycho and Envy across the fields of Arathi Basin and Alterac Valley. Cannot wait for that one. Snapeworts, I'm sure you will rebound after this tough loss. Smokythebear, congratulations on the huge upset victory. Moving right along here on AFC 16, Jovaar versus Weldog's extraordinary fight card so far. We still have a lot lined up for you here to come. Acrebus versus Amelia is up next, but Acrebus has still not been able to log in. The power is out in his barracks. He's unable to log in, so I'm going to check on him. We will go ahead and find a replacement for him if necessary up next. But until that announcement comes, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then AFC 16 will resume right here live from the Crusaders Coliseum. Jovaar versus Weldog for the world title still to come.
Let me back it up to the start of the climb. Faced with an army of vipers and lions, I had to keep on reaching up, cause it was my time to tear down the kingdom, call out the liars. Got a jail on my heart from the pessimist, got those nails in my mouth for impressionists. Spent too much money on a therapist, it couldn't fix me, I accepted it. Gladiator, 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 pick to fight with the gods, I'm the giant slayer, bone shaker, dominator, freight train, wrecking ball, I'm the gladiator. Tell me what it is that you think you believe, caught in a crossfire, trouble at sea. Every single day I feel that gold underneath, I see the locked doors, but I got the key. I'ma give you a second just to catch your breath, cause I can see that your heart is jumping out your chest. I know you gave it up, cause I've already seen your best, and it's time you accepted this. Gladiator, 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 pick to fight with the gods, I'm the giant slayer, bone shaker, dominator, freight train, wrecking ball, I'm the gladiator. I've got every reason to fight. I've got every reason to fight. Have you ever shaken hands with the devil in the night? Let me tell you, I've got every reason to fight. Gladiator, 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 pick to fight with the gods, I'm the giant slayer, bone shaker, dominator, freight train, wrecking ball, I'm the gladiator. Gladiator, gladiator, pick to fight with the gods, I'm the giant slayer, bone shaker, dominator, freight train, wrecking ball, I'm the gladiator.
Ladies and gentlemen, renegades, rebels, and outlaws, gladiators, skirmishers, and combatants, welcome back to AFC 16, Jovaar versus Weldog. The world title going to be on the line later tonight. I will announce officially that Acrebus is unable to log into the World of Warcraft. His internet is out. So tomorrow night, as part of Week 5 of the Sunday Night Fights, we will have our main event as Acrebus versus Amelia. That fight will take place tomorrow night, Sunday Night Fights, Week 5. live from the Temple of the Jade Serpent. Up next, we have our first championship fight of the evening, Reesepuff, a healer for Psycho, a already one-time world champion, looking to become the first Paladin Warsong champion in guild history, against Shanush, the Warsong war chief of the Warsong Offensive. Warrior versus Holy Paladin up next. This one is going to be a 7-round contest. 2 minutes per round. Big Dad, you have defeated Shanush 3 times, and Shanush has yet to have won in the AFC against a healer. His only win against anything close to a healer was Big Stu as enhancement. What are you expecting here? What does Reesepuff have to do to get the win against Shanush?
I think she's going to keep her heels up, bubble when necessary, and possibly get a knockout.
Enderstone, what are you expecting here from our first co-main event of the evening?
I don't really know. From the previous fight between Shanush and Reesepuff, it was great, but this could change. There could be a bunch of new tactics and better boosts than before.
We will crown a new Warsong champion here tonight. That is guaranteed. The title vacated. Celeste was originally booked to defend the title against Reesepuff. And then, of course, Celeste withdrawing from the card, being stripped of the title, and Shanush, the number 1 contender besides Reesepuff, moving up into the championship fight. So here we go. First championship fight of the evening. First co-main event of AFC 16. 2 fights remaining before our world title main event. And I think this one will be a fantastic moment in history, as Shanush will either win a 3rd title or Reesepuff will win a 2nd. Shanush has never lost a fight when the vacant title was on the line or he was challenging for the title. The last time Shanush won a world championship, it was against Secret Lady, a Blood Elf Death Knight, in the Thunderdome of Gadgetzan. Before that, Foxy Hills, an AFC 1 at the Coliseum of Light in Kerbor, Draenor. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Get your popcorn cooked. Get your drink of choice. Settle in. Because the first co-main event of the evening is about to kick off as Reesepuff and Shanush are about to collide. Crusader Queen versus Conqueror inside the Crusaders Coliseum. Snapeworts, you have run arena with both Shanush and Reesepuff. What are you expecting from this one?
Oh boy. It's pretty hard for a warrior to beat a Holy Pally, so I'm not sure if Shanush is going to be able to break through the damage required, along with the bop and the bubble that you're going to have to wait out. Only 2 minutes? It's only 2 minutes for this fight, right?
2 minutes, yes. Best of 7.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough time to wear her down. I think you're going to struggle with the damage, honestly. We've all seen Reese just pull out some healing out of nowhere that's ridiculous and top herself off, so...
I have said for months now that Reesepuff is the new Foxy Hills. Damage combined with healing. Will she, like Foxy Hills, vanquish Shanush here tonight? That is the question we are about to answer. As Reesepuff, the Crusader Queen, the Holy Heroine, makes her entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum.
We're coming for your crown. There's fire on the horizon. Your walls are crashing down. We came to break the silence. We're knocking at your door. 'Cause for every broken promise is a desperate cry for war. Surrender the throne. Surrender the throne. Surrender the throne. Surrender the Are you in the shadows? Denial's chasing you. The truth is hard to swallow, but only for the foolish. So look inside the mirror and tell me what you see. A picture perfect hero, but you're no god to me. Surrender the throne. Surrender.
Shanush's last AFC fight was against Big Stu in October, a Restoration Shaman. That fight ended in back-to-back 3 consecutive 13-second knockouts against the Brahma Bull. Tonight, Shanush is poised, ready to win against Reesepuff, a 3rd world title. Only 5 players have defeated Shanush in his long career. Those fighters, Sharp Swords, Foxy Hills, Big Dad, Monkey, and Iron Lungs. Reesepuff will look to become the 6th here tonight. The Warsong War Chief makes his entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum here and now.
God says that a man should work with his hands.
Hear the chains, hear the howling. The growling, the wilding.
7 rounds stand between us and the coronation of a new Warsong champion. Shanush will initiate the first of those 7 rounds. 2 minutes for each of them. Big Dad, Snapeworts, and Enderstone will be commentating for this one. Gentlemen, take it away.
The flag going down to initiate the duel. Instantly starting off with swings from both of them. A stun from Shanush to Reesepuff.
Reesepuff under 70%. He's hitting her hard.
They're coming in with some big damage right off the bat, but Reesepuff back up.
Shanush dropping. Reesepuff taking
There's the bob.
consistent healing.
He's unable to damage her at this point, so he's just taking all of the damage right now.
No attempts to avoid the damage done by Reesepuff.
Here comes the pain from Reesepuff.
Shanush dangerously low. There's the die by the sword. Is Reese going to be able to break through it, though?
Similar to SNF, there was no Rosie from Reesepuff.
Reesepuff seems to be well in control of this so far.
Shanush making petty attempts to reach viable health.
Can't count a DPS out against a healer, though. They can come first out of the mortal strikes are starting to hit Reesepuff. There's the second bob. Shanush still dangerously low. He gets away, though. Trying to avoid damage for now.
That stun could be the end for Shanush.
Somehow he survives.
Still trying to hold on.
You can turn this around.
Still little damage being done to Reesepuff.
And Reesepuff scores her first ever knockout as a Holy Paladin in the AFC. Reesepuff said in the press conference that we did on Friday, just last night, that her goal was to get a knockout against anybody. And what a first knockout it was against Shanush, the only other healer ever to knock out Shanush, of course, being Big Dad. So Reesepuff, I said she is the new Foxy Hills. And already she is all but, ready to go here in this first round with a knockout victory, showing shades of Big Dad as well. So 2 of the best healers of all time. Reesepuff up 1-0. Warsong title on the line. Big Dad, what would you do if you were Reesepuff? Like I said, you are the only fighter to have 3 consecutive victories against Shanush. What does Reesepuff have to do here to close this one out?
She played her bubbles, her heals. She got a little bit low to one time, but after that, Shanush just never got anywhere close to getting her down. She's doing a great game.
And, of course, a Shakadan Holy Paladin. She was the aggressor throughout much of that one. But, of course, Shanush standing his ground toe-to-toe with that damage that Reesepuff can muster. And Reesepuff will initiate round number 2. 2 minutes to go in this next round. Reesepuff needing 3 more round victories to claim her first Warsong title.
flag falls down to start the second duel. Instantly, Shanush drops away and places a bunch of damage, and instantly stunned.
Reese is seemingly more offensive this round.
Plenty of damage being done to Shanush, dropping to halfway. As Reesepuff has not taken damage.
Every time she deals damage, it heals her, and I don't think Shanush is going to out DPS that.
Not at all. Still dropping low, but still little attempts to heal back up.
Reese dipping below 80, below 70. Shanush is coming with the damage, below 60.
As she
And she gets a full heal.
She's just trying to close that distance. He's got to keep on her.
Dropping low, almost into the red zone.
And Shanush does the signature spear, but as he goes to land the spear, Reesepuff lands the knockout. What a second round. Back-to-back knockouts for Reesepuff. And a spec change is used by Shanush. Going Fury now for round number 3. Reesepuff will initiate that round whenever she is ready. History about to be made here if Reesepuff can win 2 more. Here at the Crusaders Coliseum. What a better place for the first Paladin champion, the first Paladin Warsong champion to be crowned than right here at the most iconic Paladin arena in the World of Warcraft. Shanush looking to deny that Cinderella story from happening. And we'll see how he fares as Fury. We expect he has main throughout most of this expansion.
Plenty of damage being done by both of them, staying above 75%. As Reese is healed back up to full and dealing massive damage to Shanush. Dropping very low, almost into the red zone.
Shanush trying to turn the tide somehow in this.
We gotta keep in mind Fury does a lot more healing than Arms, so those Bloodthirsts might keep Shanush up long enough for him to get some good damage out.
But you gotta take into consideration the heals that Reesepuff has. Still more damage and heals being done by both.
Shanush stunned, hello.
Dropping into the red zone.
Just can't seem to break that barrier.
Seems like Reesepuff is gonna take this one. Still holding on.
There's the Bob, he can't Bloodthirst to heal. Is she gonna finish him? She is.
I mean, at this point, gentlemen, do you think Shanush should go tank, or should he just stay with Fury?
He seemed to have a better chance as tank, because as Fury he may have those heals, but he did barely any damage to Reesepuff.
Will Shanush be able to pull off the comeback with the rolls? That is the question as Reesepuff initiates round number 4 here, looking to close this one out and crown herself as the queen of the Warsong offensive. She'll have to do it with the rolls unless she can somehow break through the defensive cooldowns of Shanush. And keep in mind, it was here in Icecrown, Shanush tanked Heroic Lich King back towards the end of Wrath. If he's going to go out, he's going to go out on a shield here in the Crusaders Coliseum in what could be the final round of the night. Shanush has used all 3 specs now. We'll see if Reesepuff can deny all 3 on the way to her second championship. Gentlemen, take it away.
Starting off with the stun from Reesepuff. Little damage done to either side. Shanush has been staying up with the shield, making him almost invulnerable to damage. As Reesepuff takes most of the damage.
I mean, if this goes to the rolls, did Shanush go to protection too late? One round too early or too late?
Reese does have a big lead on him as far as wins go. She's breaking through the Ignore Pain. Just barely, though.
Reesepuff brought her A game tonight.
Shanush doesn't seem to be in danger of dying. He's got plenty of healing going on along with the Ignore Pain. So it looks like it is going to go to the rolls.
And so it will. Shanush and Reesepuff, round number 4, going to be decided by the roll of the dice. The first roll of the dice here tonight, besides Garlen and Salamon back in the first fight on the evening. This one, though, has the Warsong Championship on the line. Will Reesepuff make history? Will Shanush stay in this best of 7 series? That is what we are about to find out as Shanush rolls first. A 70 from Shanush. And a 32 from Reesepuff. This one is not over yet. Settle in. The back and forth grind towards crowning a Warsong champion is going to be the narrative of this 5th round. And Shanush will initiate the duel. Can Shanush grind his way towards a 3rd title, or will Reesepuff be able to close this one out? You know it's coming to the rolls. But we'll see if anything unusual happens here in this 5th round. Reesepuff getting the knockout there, reminiscent of Foxy Hills. In an all-out war here, a grinding back-and-forth tank versus healer matchup, reminiscent of Big Dad. She is showing acumen and poise in both as she breaks through that ignore pain. And gentlemen, take it away here. Round number 5 underway. Bubble popped.
Well, Shanush better get on it.
Still attempting to heal himself up with his cooldowns and defensive abilities. Healing almost back up to full. As Reesepuff gets off a heal and is equal with his opponent.
That was amazing damage from a Holy Paladin.
It was, especially towards a warrior tank. Long stun boosted Shanush, only to deal a little amount of damage. No damage has been brought in from Shanush to Reesepuff.
10 seconds remaining.
Reesepuff could boost him down, but it seems this will go to the rolls.
And so it will. So again, everything on the line here for these rolls, with the title on the line as well, as pride, as history. Reesepuff will roll first, looking to close this one out. A 2 from Reesepuff. Can you believe this? And a 64 from Shanush, now just one behind. Oh my God. Don't call it a comeback. You have seen everything here from knockouts to now the grind between tank and healer in this first co-main event of the evening. Shanush going to initiate the 6th round. Thoughts on that last round, gentlemen? Take it away.
Constant healing from both champions, but Reesepuff seemed to get plenty of damage in, only to be healed up and removed from Shanush.
I'll tell you what, she almost caught Shanush sleeping at one time. We'll see what happens here. She brings the damage right up front. She might catch him.
Literally no damage being brought to Reesepuff, but plenty to Shanush, only to be shielded. Reesepuff taking the damage in return. Somehow, no damage has been dealt to either side now. Both have kept their shields and healing up. Not much going on at this point, just back and forth with damage.
Keep in mind,
they're just welling on each other.
All 3 losses to Big Dad. Shanush started out as protection and switched to damage. Here tonight, switching from damage to protection. And it has benefited him so far. Here comes the damage from Reesepuff. Gentlemen, take it away. And this one will officially come to the rolls. So will Shanush be able to bring himself to a tie 3-3 against Reesepuff, or will Reesepuff win the championship? She has not been successful so far in the rolls. Will she be successful here now? Up 3-0, now up 3-2. Reesepuff is going to roll second here. Shanush first. A 45 from Shanush, very beatable. And an 18 from Reesepuff. This one is tied up 3-3. Shanush is back, and it is sudden death here in this 7th and final round with the Warsong title on the line. Big, Ender, Snape, can you believe what you have just witnessed here? Shanush coming all the way back from a 3-0 deficit.
It's very surprising that all of this luck has brought Shanush to a tie. The rolls have been in his favor.
7th and final round.
What was that?
Saying I'm gonna have to agree with you. I mean, it's kind of crazy that it's all come down to rolls, basically.
If it goes to the rolls again, I just hope and pray for Reesepuff that...
Reese bursting hard, he's low. Shanush down below 40%. 23%, 16. There's the cooldowns.
All of that being healed up to halfway.
Then again, you have to think if Shanush comes all the way back and then loses in round 7 to the rolls, that would be disappointing. But he got all the way back.
Well, the cooldowns are gone. Let's see what happens. Can Reese burst him down again?
It may not have been the best idea to use all cooldowns on first 2 seconds of the fight. That could be a major downfall for Shanush.
He's below 30. Let's see.
Reesepuff dipping a little bit as well.
Here comes the pain!
The end.
And Reesepuff is your new Warsong champion! Just like that, the stun, the ground and pound. Shanush had no cooldowns left. And Reesepuff closes it out as Shockedin to finish it off. What a series, Shanush. 1 win away from 4-3 and a 3rd championship. Reesepuff is your new Warsong champion, the first Paladin champion in AFC history. Reesepuff, your heart had to be in your throat as Shanush came all the way back to make it a 3-3 series. And then at the very end, Shanush unable to get that last ignore pain off. You got the stun, you got the ground and pound. How worried were you as it was tied up with the rolls?
I was getting pretty mad, to be honest, that it went down to that. But that was really hard. I did not know fighting a prot warrior was that difficult.
Well-timed damage at the end. Well-timed stun. Shanush popped his cooldowns early. You forced him to pop the cooldowns and then, of course, got the victory. What's next for Reesepuff as your new Warsong champion?
Well, since I got the KO as Holy, I guess now I just want to see how long I can hold on to this title.
And Reesepuff, you said at the press conference 2 things you wanted to do. You wanted to get a knockout as Holy, and you wanted to win the Warsong title. You have done both tonight. Congratulations. Reesepuff is your new undisputed Warsong champion, coronated here at the Crusaders Coliseum. What a war she just went through, getting knockouts against DPS and then grinding it out as healer versus tank before scoring a final deadly ground and pound combination to reach the peak of the Warsong offensive. There you have it, first co-main event in the books. And up next, what a co-main event we have lined up for you before the main event itself. Jovaar versus Weldog, world title on the line. This one, a non-title fight. This one, Alliance versus Horde. This one, a battle between eras. Chong, the first tank champion in SNF history, back in action for the first time since July of last year. His opponent, the Wrathful Worgen that he kicked in 2015. Enderstone has matured. He has grown as a fighter. And he is poised tonight to finally gain vengeance against Chong, putting Chong and his past behind him as he looks to move forward, climbing the ranks. Big Dad, what are you expecting here? Chong versus Enderstone. This one, besides Jovaar versus Weldog, is probably the most anticipated fight on the evening. Who do you think is going to win this one? It's going to be another grind. It's going to be another back and forth brawl.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another grind. I look for Chong to possibly change his specs, just as Shanush did, but I think it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a good matchup.
And you see, even a tank versus healer fight like that can be entertaining, as Shanush versus Reesepuff was. And with the tank versus healer rules where the round limits are shortened to 2 minutes, that was excellent. So, yeah, I think that was a fantastic one. And the rolls were exciting. It was very close, 3-3. And I think we're going to have another grinding brawl here as we look to settle this rivalry in their first meeting ever. Chong has never fought Enderstone. Enderstone has 2 wins in the AFC. He is looking to extend his undefeated streak here tonight. And the Wrathful Worgen will make his entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum next. We are one fight away from the world title main event between Jovaar and a returning Weldog. AFC 16 marches on as Enderstone marches to the arena. And now, the Khan of War, the Pandaren prodigy, the Texan tyrant, makes his entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum.
And during the few moments that we have left, We want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a mirror speaks, the reflection lies. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set me free. I saw the things you need to be. I'm the smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I exploit you, still you love me. I tell you 1 and 1 makes 3. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Joseph Stalin and Gandhi. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a leader speaks, that leader dies. You won't have to follow me. Only you can set you free. You gave me fortune, you gave me fame, you gave me power in your God's name. I'm every person you need to be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I'm the cult of, 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 I'm the cult of personality.
Ask not what your country can do for you. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Snapeworts, Big Dad, you will be commentating this one. 7-round contest, 2 minutes per round. Mistweaver versus Blood Death Knight. Enderstone does have the gear advantage. And it is because of that, I think he could spring forward at any moment and knock Chong out if he gets a well-timed stun. Snapeworts, how do you think this one's going to go? Big, as a healer, what does Chong have to do here to get the win against Enderstone? You know how much is at stake. The pride, the vengeance on the line for Enderstone. He wants to get revenge against Chong. What does Chong have to do here to withstand that damage from Enderstone?
Just constant bubbles. Put up that statue. Get constant heals. Got to stay away from him. I'll tell you what, there's no love lost here. These two have been talking a lot of smack on each other, so it's time to get this on.
And if you want to hear that smack talk, listen to the AFC 16 press conference recorded last night live right here from the Crusaders Coliseum. No love lost here. This is going to be a bare-knuckle brawl. It's going to be a slobber knocker. It is going to be a brawl for the ages. And it is going to get underway here as Chong will initiate round number 1. The wait is over. Enderstone versus Chong is officially underway.
Nice show of respect here. It's on. Chong taking some damage, 75%. Enderstone getting a little distance for some reason. Chong's getting those heals off. Back up to 100%. Enderstone has the bones out. He's trying to get some damage on, but for some reason he's kind of stunned and slow walking. Stun on Ender. I'm taking a little bit of damage now. Not that much, but a little bit. Bleeding between 75 and 100%. Back up full health.
And Chong slapping Enderstone across the face. Show of disrespect there. Some mind games from the Pandaren Prodigy. This is personal. Oh, man, the Transcendence right into the death grip there. Chong down to 50%.
Yeah, Chong can't play around. He's going to keep his distance. Stay out of that death and decay. Pull back in. Enderstone on the attack. Chong staying right by that healing totem. Staying right around that thing. Ender trying to figure out another plan of attack. Looks like he's going in now. Death grip. Chong escapes. Stun used. Chong just seems to be toying with his opponent right now. Ender giving it everything he has. Chong standing right in that death and decay and just dealing it out. Amazing. Chong dropping down to 75%. Almost down to 50, but he's back up. Almost full health. And there he is, back to full health.
And it will go to the rolls. Big Dad will be our verifier on Alliance side. Enderstone will roll first.
Enderstone busts out with a 73.
And a 15 from Chong. Enderstone remains undefeated, taking round number 1. Round number 2 begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Chong trying to keep some distance. And they're using Blood Drinker. Death and Decay. Chong using a shadow. Get away. Ooh, Chong dropping seriously low. Ender's trying everything he has to put some damage on Chong. That soothing mist is just keeping Chong right at 100%. No matter what Enderstone throws at him. There's an interrupt there. That's in decay down. Chong's healing right through it. Down to about 75%, but he's right back up. Chong's in that death and decay doing damage. Down to about 75%, and he's right back up to 100. Looks like this one's going to come to the rolls also, ladies and gentlemen. That blood drinker right there hurt Chong. And he recovered from it. Looks like he's trying to get himself back up. Chong has not been able to break any damage on Enderstone. Just a little bit, but not much at all.
And this one will come to the rolls as well. No surprise there. This is going to be a grind. It's going to be a slugfest back and forth as tank and healer both vie for the opportunity to let the roll of the dice determine the outcome. And yes, it is luck, but I mean, carelessness can cost you as a tank or healer. So here we go. Chong will roll first. A 99 from Chong.
74 from Ender.
Chong ties it up 1-1. The next round will begin in 3, 2.
Chong going with the stun right off the bat and making some distance. Strangulate, blood drinker. Ender's using everything to try to bust through Chong's defense. Just can't get that health down. Death and decay constantly used. Chong just dancing away. And they're slowly pursuing him. Kind of out of his game, but he's coming in for the strangulate, blood drinker. Chong dancing. Always getting desperate then. Now he goes to the bubble. Just taunting his opponent. This could be a rivalry for the ages in the making, folks. Chong in there trying to get some damage off. But Ender right now is bringing the pain. He's got him down to 75%. Chong trying to heal himself back up, and he's back up to 100%. Dropping between 90 and 100. Heal interrupted. Another interrupt by Ender. Ender paralyzed. And Chong escaped. Ender seems to be confused on which way to get him. He's got a death grip now. He's trying to bring the pain. He's got to get him away from that healing totem if he can. Blood drinker. Chong down to 60%, but heals right back up. looks like this one's going to come to rolls also.
And there we have it. Enderstone will roll first.
$75 from Ender.
And an 89 from Chong. Up 2-1 in the series.
Man, that's frustrating. A 74 and a 75 and loses the rolls.
All right, so here we go. Round number 3 begins in 3, 2, 1. So Chong opening round 2 with a cheap shot. Ender opening round 3 with a cheap shot. Like I said, there is a brutal history between these two. They want to beat each other desperately here. Both of them looking to advance to bigger things. Chong looking for a Warsong title shot. Enderstone looking to continue his climb through the rankings on the Alliance.
Ender just can't break that barrier, even with Blood Drinker. And just when he thinks he's getting some damage, he gets paralyzed. I don't know if there's a way to destroy that healing totem, but that thing is just nasty, throwing off nasty heals on Chong.
$30 seconds remaining here. In round number 4.
May not look like much, but Chong's got to have precise, constant heals on himself. Because believe it or not, Ender's throwing out a lot of damage.
Oh, absolutely. Enderstone, both of his victories in AFC have been via knockout. So as a Blood DK, he is incredibly powerful. And here comes that damage now you're talking about, Big.
But it looks like it's not going to be enough as we come to the rolls.
All right, so Chong's going to roll first this time. A 45 from Chong.
66 from Ender.
Tied up 2-2. Round number 5 begins in 3, 2, 1.
Chong keeping his distance this time. Right in that death and decay, but it doesn't phase him at all. Every time Ender goes to strike Chong, he gets paralyzed. Death grip used. Strangulate. He's keeping Ender off his game, but Chong's taking a little bit of damage now. Right back up to 100% for Chong. And the Worgen Death Knight just keeps slamming away. It keeps getting stunned and just coming right back and slamming away. Chong down to 50%, 40%, 30%. Death and Decay used. You can get some interrupts off. He might have Chong this time. Chong dropped it seriously low. And there he goes right back up using this bubble. That was as closest we've seen to Chong being knocked out.
I just wanted to get Ender's hopes up before I dashed them against the rocks.
Keeping Ender confused. Slowing his game down.
20 seconds remaining. And that will do it. It comes to the rolls. So here we go. Enderstone going to roll first.
$42 from Enderstone.
And a 30 from Chong. Enderstone now 1 round away from defeating his rival. Chong needing 2 in a row. Next round begins in 3, 2, 1. Everything on the line here for Enderstone as he looks to close this one out.
Ender wants to get the knockout, you can tell. You can just feel it.
But I have a feeling Chong's not going to let that happen.
Somehow when Chong's spinning away, he's slowing Ender's movement down. Just stun after stun, slowing his movement. Everything Ender's trying is just being counter-striked.
This is about pride for Ender. It's about stepping out of Chong's shadow. It's about proving that he has moved past that.
Blood Drinker, Death and Decay.
Ender looking to prove that the boy has become a man. Looking to prove Chong wrong. Looking to advance. Looking to take the next step to the mountaintop. Can he do it? Everything on the line for him. This is about much more than a title. It's about pride, redemption, proving to everyone that he is the real deal as not just a tank, but as a brawler and as a bruiser. And what a win this would be against Chong. Here, just swinging away there, swinging for the fences. But Chong continuously shrugging off the best attempts. "40 seconds remaining here. It may not look like much as a healer versus tank fight, but so much is at stake. And you could say, yeah, the luck, the roll, the dice, everything else, but these two are fighting for that opportunity as tank and heals. And they have to have the skill to get to that roll of the dice. Here and now. Less than 10 seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Moment of truth. Chong will roll first. A 76 from Chong.
13 from Ender.
Tied up 3-3. Sudden death. What a series this has been, back and forth, swinging on each other, a grind to the finish. And we'll see if either one of them switch specs. What would you do, Big? Would you say his tank versus... Oh my god, Ender is doing it. Ender is switching to Frost. And Chong is going to switch to Windwalker with everything on the line. DPS versus DPS.
That's the way to do it, guys. Here we go.
Here we go.
Ender's done good as Frost, but he hasn't had too many wins so far. This is the time.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As you know, Chong also plays as McGregor, so he's got mad skills as DPS with a monk. The Tiger is out. chains are used. There's all kind of stuff going on down there.
And Chong takes it 4-3 with the knockout. What a series, what a battle. And as Big said, a rivalry has been born here tonight. Enderstone, you got to be hungry for a rematch after that one. You got to be ready for another crack at Chong. Ender, how do you feel after that loss? It was a hard-fought series. Could have gone either way there in the final round as DPS versus DPS. Obviously, Chong was able to get the stuns there. You were 2 seconds away from a crucial defensive cooldown. Are you happy with your performance tonight? In my opinion, you did everything you could to get the victory, but just wasn't your night.
Overall, I'm just disappointed with Chong. Should have just win Walker the entire way, and I win Blood. Would have been a much better fight for you and for me.
Well, we will see that in the rematch. Windwalker versus Blood, Enderstone versus Chong. Tonight, it was Blood versus Mistweaver, and then Frost versus Windwalker in the Crusaders Coliseum. And Enderstone will prolong his quest for vengeance against Chong as we head forward. What a win for the Texan Tyrant, who I would argue needed the win more than Enderstone, coming off of some brutal losses in his AFC career against Cathaldus, against some of the other fighters. So a big win for Chong here, a close series, 4-3. The Texan Tyrant takes it. And now we are ready for our main event. The world title on the line. The TBI Battlemaster versus the Alliance Revolution King of Kings. Vashj versus Frostwolf. Mage versus Paladin. Your main event is here at long last. The wait is over. And this 7-round, 5-minute per round contest is about to kick off to conclude AFC 16. What a card it has been so far. All-out war between Chong and Ender, Shanush and Reesepuff. We saw Salamon triumph against Garlen, and Smokythebear back in top form against Snapeworts, pulling off the upset. All leading to this moment. In Weldog's absence, it was Jovaar who rose up to crown himself as king of Vashj and Frostwolf, sacking Orgrimmar repeatedly, leading a prolonged raid against the Undercity, just wiping the entirety of the city, as he did with Orgrimmar. And here tonight, we will find out who the world champion is. 6 fighters. 6 of the best fighters currently on Alliance Revolution, past and present. Foxy Heels, Big Dad, Akerbus, Salamon. They have all stepped up against the Draenei Warlord, and each one of them was struck down. Weldog now tries his hand here tonight as he prepares to make his entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum. AFC 16's main event is here. Big Dad and Ender, you guys will be the commentary for this one. Ender, what do you think is going to transpire here in this main event? Who do you think is going to win it?
I have a good feeling with Jovaar, but I still have no idea what to expect from Weldog since I've never seen him fight in PvP. So this could go either way.
Big, what is your prediction here?
Well, I had the pleasure of being a Horde member and destroyed a TBI several times, so I have felt the pain of Weldog before. It's going to be interesting. Can Weldog keep his distance and bring the pain? I don't know.
And how much rust does Weldog have? That's what we're going to find out here tonight. They are only 5 item levels apart gear-wise, so it is straight down the middle. range versus melee. The biggest fight in the history of Vashj Frostwolf. One of the biggest prize fights in the history of World of Warcraft. About to get underway. Weldog is getting prepared for his entrance. And is officially back. And now the King of Kings, the reigning 14-time world champion, the cerebral assassin as dubbed by Foxy Hills the Phenom, is about to make his entrance to the Crusaders Coliseum in the super fight of the century for the World of Warcraft.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it? I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, no way you can shake me. I am heavy debt, no way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a Cleveland bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out, you can die like a fool. Trying to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play. Time to play the game! It's all about the game, and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about the pain. Who's gonna make it? I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, there's no way you can shake me. I am your debt, and you know you can't pay me. I am your pain, and I know you can't take me. Play the game, you're gonna be the same. You're gonna change your name, you're gonna die in flames. Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Jovaar and Weldog, 7 rounds of DPS versus DPS action are about to get underway. The long wait since this fight was announced is finally about to be over. Big Dad and Enderstone will be commentating this historic fight. And it is an honor to finally be against Weldog, someone who I looked up to back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and finally get this super fight made into reality. Gentlemen, take it away. Weldog versus Jovaar, with the cerebral assassin and reigning world champion about to initiate the first of 7 5-minute rounds.
All right, here we go. What do you think, Ender? What's your prediction?
As I said before, I've never seen a Weldog go in PvP, but what I've heard from him, it could potentially be Jovaar's downfall.
I fought Jovaar with my tank, my druid tank, and he just destroyed me. So we'll see how it goes.
Here we go.
First flag being placed down by Jovaar. Polymorph being placed on Jovaar. Damage, plenty of damage being dealt to Jovaar.
Both fighters did about 90%.
Another polymorph.
Or trying to cut that distance so he can get some strikes on.
Still plenty of damage from Weldog, little from Jovaar, as Weldog places up the ice block.
Weldog doing a great job of keeping distance while he's dotting Jovaar up. Weldog down to about 60%, or about 75%.
Still surprising that Weldog can keep up this much damage and be safe. Weldog at about halfway, or half 50%. Jovaar at 75, now up to 4. Oh, Weldog dropping low, into the red zone, and Jovaar takes the first round.
Round 1 in the books.
So we await Jovaar's cooldowns to come back up. Thoughts on that round number 1?
That was amazing that Weldog could keep up a bunch of damage and keep his distance while Jovaar just wailed on him, eventually bringing him to his knees.
A classic melee versus caster fight.
TBI and Weldog have vanquished some of the greatest horde fighters and players in Vashj history, but his opponent tonight is not horde. His opponent tonight is not from Vashj. His opponent tonight is Jovaar from Frostwolf and the Alliance Revolution. And this is a fight unlike any Weldog has faced before with the world title on the line. We'll see if the resilient legend, the icon of Vashj World PvP, can rebound here in round number 2. Smokythebear, are you there?
Yeah.
Thoughts on that first round?
I was surprised that was that Weldog was able to survive as long as he did. I'm surprised there wasn't more damage coming out of Weldog, to be honest.
What do you expect here for round number 2?
Maybe a little bit more pressure for Weldog, bringing the DPS a little bit more.
Would you say that, gentlemen, round 1 was really just a filling out process for Weldog, kind of getting an idea of what Jovaar is capable of?
I'd say so.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
Of course, 7 rounds here, plenty of rounds to be fought, plenty of minutes of back and forth action. Get settled in for this one. This is what you have been waiting for all night and the past 2 months. Jovaar's toughest challenge yet for his world title here stands before him. Weldog looking to become a 2-time champion. His first championship was won against Smokythebear in the War Games 4 Winners Deathmatch at the Ring of Trials. All right, so round number 2 begins in just 15 seconds. Here we go.
Weldog going invisible once more. His arcane blast being interrupted as Jovaar tries to clear the distance.
For closing that distance, staying on him this time. Weldog able to escape and heal right back up. He's keeping his distance this time.
Jovaar does the same as Weldog healing back up, as Weldog takes plenty more damage.
Staying away from that melee Paladin. Those strikes. Ice block used.
Blocks the Wake of Ashes too, well timed.
Weldog on the move. Jovaar keeping constant pressure.
that polymorph being completely removed. Once more.
Using every inch of this arena. Just as seasoned fighters do.
Weldog making a hasty retreat. Small amounts of
Weldog dropping seriously low. Can he escape this? It looks like round 2. We go to Jovaar.
Thoughts on round number 2, gentlemen? Let's start with Smoky, who lost to Weldog in the War Games 4 finale. You predicted Weldog would win this one. Are you surprised so far after 2 rounds?
Yeah, I am. I've never seen Weldog in Arcane. I'm used to it, but pretty sure he usually goes fire.
Amelia, you have waged countless battles against Jovaar. You won your first title against him. What does Weldog need to do here in round 3 to upset the King of Kings?
Well, I'd say find a tree. But there are no trees around. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness! What are your thoughts on the first 2 rounds here? As I said, you've lost to Jovaar, Smoky lost to Weldog here. What are your thoughts after 2 rounds?
Honestly,
has it gone how you expected it would, or
sort of? But honestly, Weldog's been putting up a damn good fight, much better than I expected of a mage. Honestly, I've never seen Weldog play though, so I'm really satisfied with how the fights have been going. It's tough going against Jovaar, and going back to what I was saying, I was meaning basically he's doing everything he can. Keeping his distance. That's all he can do, really, with Jovaar.
Yeah, and I mean, you could say, oh, Weldog's rusty. I don't see any rust, and you look at that ice block, the Wake of Ashes. That was perfectly timed. That Wake of Ashes probably would have taken Weldog's head off, and that was just timed perfectly, and he let the offensive cooldowns of Jovaar tick down. So Weldog's doing everything he needs to do as mage. Snapeworts, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm eagerly watching the fight.
What are your thoughts after 2 rounds?
You and I had a lot of talk and prediction about how the fight was going to go, and I think you had a little more planning maybe than Weldog did. So I had a lot of confidence in Jovaar because of the burstiness of Paladins and how much healing you have.
However, when I first brought up that I was going to be fighting Weldog, you were like, oh, Weldog's going to win. So, and I think, as I said, I think Weldog has done everything he can as mage, but we'll see if he has a few more tricks up his sleeve. Still plenty of rounds to be fought here. Round number 3 coming up. What's your prediction here? Do you think Weldog will be able to rebound, or do you think Jovaar will close this one out?
I gotta say, I think Weldog is a little rusty and probably needs to get back into the game a little more because he was usually Frost or Fire, kind of flavor of the month, whatever spec was better. Weldog would switch between, as far as I remember. Right now, Arcane is really good, but I don't think he's creating enough distance. I think you're closing too easily. He's not preventing it.
Big Asgardian, you said Jovaar cut right through you for nothing was the outcome to that. Do you think it's rust on Weldog's part, or do you think it's just Jovaar being unbelievable with his ability to close the distance?
No, I don't think there's any rust. I think he's doing an outstanding job as a mage going against a geared Paladin with the damage that Jovaar brings. So it's a good fight so far. I don't think it's over.
No, never count Weldog out. Never count an icon like Weldog out. He has done so much for Vashj, and I stressed you all that it doesn't matter if he's down 0-3, 0-4, 0-100. Do not count the TBI Battlemaster, the TBI Commander out. So this one is far from over. Jovaar going to be initiating round number 3. Here we go. Guild Masters of TBI and Alliance Revolution, the 2 biggest alliance guilds on the server, head-to-head here for round number 3.
Weldog doing his signature disappearance. Instantly polymorphing Jovaar. Once more. Plenty of distance being created by the mage.
The distance. That distance up.
Massive damage being used.
This might be a quicker round than the others. Despite the distance, there's still a bunch of range damage coming from Jovaar. As he polymorphs once more. And he pops the ice block.
Pops ice block just in the nick of time. I mean, it's like 5% health. Will he have enough to survive this? Polymorph used. Weldog trying to get off some critical heals.
Trying to buy time here for cooldowns. Smart move. Oh, Jovaar, here comes the pain, and there goes Weldog down. What a ice block there at the end, saving him, trying to buy time, trying to use polymorph there to get the cooldowns back up. And again, Snape, I would argue it's not rust because there, what could Weldog do against Divine Steed closing the distance? There's not really much. You'd have to be Frost to really lock down Jovaar, in my opinion. And I think as Arcane's doing a hell of a job so far. There's only so much you could do when you have that much damage. And keep in mind, Jovaar's trinket is legendary. Killed Jane's Burning Wish. That's a ranged attack. And then you also have Judgment. You have Hand of Hindrance. It's just a lot. And I think Weldog is doing as best he can, dealing with all those different abilities. Thoughts on that third round, gentlemen? Jovaar is now 1 round away from having his 4th consecutive 4-0 championship defense.
I feel Weldog's gonna have to create, yes, the distance, but he's gonna have to create as much damage as possible and manage to put up anything in the way of Jovaar to stop that damage.
Smokey, what do you think?
Yeah, I just don't think that. Because Arcane relies on the slows, and I just don't think it's gonna slow down the Pally enough.
Snape?
I think, yeah, Pallies do have a lot against Arcane right now because they'll have PC. I'd like to see Weldog go Fire for this last fight because I can tell you right now, Fire does a lot better kiting than Arcane. Arcane has Getaway, but there's no kite, there's no slow, there's no roots, there's really nothing. I mean, you have the roots, but you're fighting a Pally, so you need to be able to constantly root and slow them.
What an honor it has been having Weldog here in our main event. Cannot stress how grateful I am that he accepted the challenge and came out here and fought against Jovaar. Still a lot to be decided here. This next round, Weldog could turn it around in a heartbeat. And it has just been such a joy to promote this fight and to have the TBI Battlemaster back headlining AFC 16. Great for the server, great for the AFC, and I cannot wait to see what Weldog does next, whether he wins the championship tonight or not. A lot of potential opponents for him and the other TBI members as well, if you guys are listening. So Weldog now the underdog against Jovaar, needing the comeback of the century here. Would be the biggest comeback in the history of AFC, in my opinion, down 0-3. Will he be able to pull off the hat trick and turn this one around? Only Weldog can answer that. So here we go, about to initiate round number 4. Jovaar looking to close this one out and retain his title. Weldog looking to just keep alive and get back into it.
Just waiting on the door to be initiated.
And here we go. Potentially the final fight of the evening. Weldog versus Jovaar.
Or closing that distance.
Plenty of damage being dealt to Weldog, none to Jovaar.
And notice that time Jovaar was waiting for the invisibility. Brought him right out of invisibility. That's the Cerebral Assassin the Fox Heels was talking about. Jovaar hammering away at Weldog dangerously low here. And there's your knockout. Just like that. Ice Block coming a second too late. What a finish and what a fourth round. Jovaar unstoppable here, adding a 7th title defense to his record. That was just unbelievable. The damage came in before the ice block was even used. Unbelievable. I've rarely ever seen that in arena and battlegrounds, whatever. What a fight. Weldog, it was an honor to have you on AFC 16. Thank you so much for coming out. I can't wait to book you heading forward in some other fights. Hats off to the TBI Guild Master here, giving it his all, showing heart, determination, grit, but just unable to get the job done against the Cerebral Assassin. There is a reason Jovaar is called the greatest of all time. You have seen why here tonight. That will do it for AFC 16. What a night it has been. We have crowned a new Warsong champion. Jovaar has retained his crown as the world champion. Chong getting the win over Enderstone. He will next look to challenge Reesepuff for the Warsong title at AFC 17. That'll do it for the 16th Azerothian Fighting Championship event live here from the Crusaders Coliseum. Thank you all for watching. Renegades, rebels, and outlaws, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, we press on.